Apple quietly updated the AirPods and released a version called the AirPods Pro. They have been completely redesigned and has a bunch of new and exciting features. But before we go through all the details, let's do the unboxing. Hi guys, Nafis here from Technoviz, where the business is all about headphones, bag and gadget reviews. So if you're new here, then please consider subscribing. So, out of the box, there are not too many surprises there. You get the standard lighting cable and the documentation. But what's new are these silicone ear tips, which comes in 3 different sizes and will allow you to get a perfect fit on your ears. You can easily click this on the AirPods or take it off if you want to. For me, this design aspect alone changes a lot of issues. Mainly now that the ear tips go inside my ear canals, I am finally getting a tighter fit. I think now I can actually take this out running without having to worry about them falling out of my ears constantly. And then speaking of workout, the AirPods Pro have an IPX4 sweat and water resistance rating. So as long as you don't take a shower with them, they will be just fine under sweaty conditions and some light rain. The sound quality has drastically improved as well from the previous generation of AirPods, and that is also because of the way they fit in your ears now. So the tapered ear tips now conform to your ear's shape to seal off the surrounding ambient sound by creating a vacuum, which helps to give a very clear sound. But it does not make it uncomfortable to wear because there are vents to equalize the pressure inside your ears. And in my brief time with it, I had no problems wearing it and it was very comfortable. The sound quality also gets a boost by the inclusion of active noise cancellation. Apple claims that the AirPods Pro are the only in-ear headphones with active noise cancellation that continuously adapts to the geometry of your ear and the fit of your ear tips. And in my opinion, I think this does give you a much pleasant listening experience. And I really like that. It's good to see Apple's finally doing some innovation again that disrupts the industry a bit. So what Apple has done is with the noise cancellation that they installed the outward facing microphone that detects the external sound and then counters it with an equal anti-noise. This cancels the external sound before you even hear it. There is also an inward facing microphone that listens inside your ear for unwanted sound, which also gets eliminated with anti-noise. And this noise cancellation is adjusted 200 times a second to give a more immersive sound. I also found the equalizer settings to be pretty even with a very satisfying bass with my initial tests. Apple has installed an adaptive equalizer inside which should automatically tune music to the shape of your ear for a rich and consistent experience. I tried genres like rap, hip-hop and some old school rock music and they did sound very good. You can distinguish between the layers like voice and different instruments well enough. They definitely sounded better, louder and punchier than the previous generation of AirPods. The call quality also sounded very crisp. They feature an expanded mesh microphone port on the outside that improves call clarity in windy situations. I did not get a chance to take them outside and test it out in a noisy or windy environment yet, but inside my studio with a fan blowing at my face, I made a call to my friend and he said that he had no problems hearing me and I could hear him as well. So whatever Apple's doing here, it seems to be working. I know a lot of people might hate the design of the AirPods Pro, but I think this time Apple really did a good job with this one. The stems are now shorter, they are a little heavier and stockier than the previous version. Like the previous generation of AirPods weighed in about 4 grams, whereas the Pro weighs at around 5.4 grams, which is more, but I don't mind that at all. I think it looks great, and considering all the new features it is now packing, the added weight is actually justified. The stems now have a force sensor, so if you press and hold the stem, then you can switch between active noise cancellation and transparency mode, which will let outside sound in so that you can talk to people nearby. You can also press it 3 times to skip back a track and then press twice to skip forward. You can also press once to play, pause or answer a phone call. Also, it has fast charging, so that means if you charge the case for 5 minutes, you will get a full 1 hour listening time. However, with a full charge, the case will last more than 24 hours and the buds will last 4.5 hours each, which is more than enough for 2 or 3 days depending on how you listen or use it, of course. And the charging case supports Qi charging, Qi wireless charging, which is also super convenient. Inside the AirPods, you get the Apple's custom H1 chip, which basically provides the processing power for everything and drives things like Siri and sound. The processor has 10 cores that works on low latency audio feedback and real-time noise cancellation. It also allows that superior integration with other Apple products like with the previous generation of AirPods. The H1 chip also helps with audio sharing, which is if your friend has an AirPods Pro and you have an AirPods Pro, then you can share a song and stream between the two sets of AirPods using just one iPhone or a Mac. So if you ask me if it's worth it, then I would say yes. I know it costs $250 US dollars or $400 if you're in Australia like me, but what did you expect? Nothing that Apple ever makes is cheap. You get what you pay for. If you have a plethora of Apple devices like me, then buying the AirPods is a no-brainer. If you are thinking about picking up a new headphones, then I think you can really start considering the AirPods Pro, because this time Apple fixed a lot of the glaring mistakes of the previous generations. They added a bunch of features that you are used to getting or finding in headphones from top brands like Bose or Sony, like noise cancellation and that pass-through mode. Plus, this new design is so much better than before. It fits really well, and that new technology that Apple uses to find the best sound for you depending on your ear tips is also actually really cool and innovative. So I think it's a fantastic upgrade and it feels really fresh. I will definitely be making them part of my everyday carry. I just wish they made this in some other color variants as well, but I'm pretty sure brands like D brand are already working on some skins maybe, so I guess that will be sorted out soon. Well, anyways, that's it from me today. If you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel to view more videos coming every week. Till next time, peace.